good evening. By the time you see this, it'll probably be the morning, to be honest, but it's actually 20 past 10 at night. But I wanted to do this video tonight. Essentially, we are doing the fragrance version of Snog, Marry and Avoid. If anyone hasn't seen that before, essentially what happens is you tend to have like 3 people, and then you have to say if you'd Snog, Marry or Avoid them. But we're doing a different version. We're doing called Spritz, Signature and Skip, which isn't the most memorable name, but I got ChatGPT to come up with it for me because it's a little bit too late to be thinking of a different name. Essentially, we're going to have a fragrance brand and we're going to have 3 fragrances that they've chosen for me. We'll do 10 rounds of this. I need to say if I'd Spritz, which is a fragrance you'd happily try, wear casually, or have a fling with fun, like not necessarily forever love. Signature, well, your forever scent, your signature scent, or Skip, essentially you just avoid it and get rid of it, and it's just not for you. So what we'll do the first round. So there'll be 3 fragrances. The first round is from Tom Ford. So we'll go into that. There are a few in this, by the way, that I don't know too much about them, or I don't know them at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of look on Fragrance just to get a rough idea of the notes while in the video. And yeah, then I'll give my opinion. Let's get on to round 1 though. Tom Ford. This is hard. So it's round 1 for Tom Ford. The 3 fragrances they've chosen: Oud Wood, Tobacco Vanille, and Grey Vetiver. So I've got to pick one either to Spritz, Signature, and Skip. I've got to categorise them. So let's go for Spritz first. Which one would I Spritz? I'm going to say, and this is one of my all-time favourite fragrances, Tobacco Vanille. Now, Tobacco Vanille, if you haven't had it before, reminds you of Christmas time. It's very Christmassy. It's strong vanilla. I've had compliments on it, but most people just say you smell like vanilla, which I don't mind that at all, by the way. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's an absolute classic. It's been cloned numerous times. The reason that I'm putting it in the sort of Spritz is because, yeah, I'd probably only really, well, I said I'd only wear it. I'd wear it all year, to be honest with you. But I think it's just one I'd wear casually at Christmas just to be really relaxed. But it is a date night fragrance as well. But I do think the reason I've probably put it in that is because Signature has to be Grey Vetiver. This is an amazing scent. It's a really, really nice, soapy, clean vetiver, rather than that sort of dry, grassy, inky vetiver that I don't particularly like. It's a bit old-fashioned for me. But this is like a really nice, soapy one, and a very grown-up, sophisticated person. And it's got enough complexity. You can certainly wear it in the winter, but you can wear it in the summer as well. It's a really nice, soapy fragrance. And for that reason, that's got to be the Signature. And then Skip, that leaves Oud Wood. I've got a clone of Oud Wood at the minute, and Oud Wood is amazing. It's like a sparkling sandalwood smell, but I can't put it over the other 2. I just cannot. I cannot put it over the other 2. It would be a signature scent for me, though, in most cases. But when we're talking Tom Ford, it's an impossible choice to make. If I could have them all and just have them all as signature scents, I would. Anyway, let's get on to round 2. Next round, then, Dior. So the 3 fragrances are Dior Sauvage Elixir, Dior Fahrenheit, and Dior Homme Intense. So I do actually want to get Dior Fahrenheit because I know it's an old school fragrance, but I need to try and categorize these. So which one would I go for Spritz? I'm going to say Dior Homme Intense. I've just looked this one up because I don't know too much about it. One of the top sort of main cause of this is Iris. And actually in the cons on Fragrantica, one of the main reasons people don't like it is because they think it's quite feminine. I love floral scents. I think they're really nice, really casual. And I'm quite happy to rock them as well. So for that reason, I'm going to put that one in Spritz. I'd quite happily wear that just for a one-off, to be honest with you. But I want to put Sauvage Elixir. Now, I know this is just a flank. I've never smelt this one, by the way. I'm assuming it's got a sort of similar vibe to the original Dior Sauvage. And that's the perfect signature scent. That's why people wear it. It's so suitable for the gym. It's suitable for just, a night out if you really want it to. Even something like a denim top that I'm wearing right now. It just works. It just works with everything. Whether people like it or not, it works. That would be my signature one. And even though the one I want to try out of the 3 the most, Fahrenheit, is, I think a very well-known and well-respected fragrance, it has to be avoided. I don't think it's going to please a lot of people. I think it's quite dated. I think people have talked about this having a sort of petrol sort of smell to it, which, yeah, it doesn't sound great, but it's not one that people really want to replicate too much in a modern fragrance. So for that reason, I'm going to skip that one. So we've got Spritz for Diorum Intense. We're going to go Signature Sauvage Elixir and skip, unfortunately, Fahrenheit. This is really hard. I don't like being mean to fragrances. Let's go on to round 3. Round 3 is Versace. We've got Versace Eros, Versace Dylan Blue, and Versace Pour On. This is tough. Now, these are quite safe in terms of fragrances, actually. These are quite youthful as well, I would say. They didn't put like Versace blue jeans in, which I wish they did, because that would have made this a bit of an easier round for me. So Versace Eros is quite a sort of juvenile, playful night out fragrance off the top of my head. I have smelled it in the shop, but honestly, it's been so long. I know it's got vanilla as one of the notes, or dominant notes. So that's a sort of night out one. Dylan Blue is, I believe it's got like an incense note, but again, it's very much that blue shower gel type fragrance. I think it fits into the vibe of Dior Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel, probably more Bleu de Chanel. And then Versace Pour On, I think that's like a quite a popular citrus one that I believe has been compared to Chanel Alum or Chanel Alert Homme Sport. So yeah, that's I think quite an easy one to pull off. Again, very versatile and very popular in its time. So which one would I spritz? Oh, this is so hard. I'm going to say Versace Eros, just because you might just wear it for that one-off night out. Again, if you're wearing something like this and you just want to go out with some mates or whatever, it's that sort of playful, yeah, just party sort of vibe to it. So yeah, I'd just maybe have it for that one night. That would be absolutely fine by me. Don't need to own it. If you've got a little sample, absolutely perfect. Then it goes down to signature. What would I have as signature? I'm going to go Versace Pour On. I think I need a citrus in my collection here. And obviously, being compared to a sort of a sporty fragrance, being a sporty person, normally in sports clothes, I think that one would certainly suit me for most occasions. And yeah, definitely feels like my sort of vibe. And that means I'm going to skip. I can't believe I'm saying this. Versace Dylan Blue. But let's be honest, let's pretend I'm buying all these fragrances that I actually choose as signature ones. I'd have Sauvage Elixir anyway, so I wouldn't need Dylan Blue as well. Well, I don't think I would anyway. Right, on to round 4. Round 4 is a Zaro, and what we've got here is a Zaro Wanted by Night, a Zaro Chrome, and a Zaro The Most Wanted. So I've owned a Zaro Wanted by Night. It was the first fragrance I spent over £30 on myself. It was £38 on eBay, and I got it down to sort of 33, I think. Now I just want to quickly have a look at the notes of this one, even though I've had it Wanted by Night, because this was a real compliment fragrance for me. And I know it's one that's obviously more of a warm, spicy, more wintry vibe. I actually got compliments in this in the summer as well. I didn't think it was really, really heavy. And I'm just having a look. Some of the top notes here: mandarin orange, lavender, lemon, fruity notes in the sort of middle. So there are some. Oh, and actually ISO E Super as well in the dry down. So there are some quite versatile notes here through the whole fragrance from top to sort of bottom. And maybe that's why I didn't find it too heavy. But it did last. It really did last. And I remember going for a run, and someone we was basically a traffic light of about 50 of us. It was at a running club, and I just remember someone's like, "That's really, really nice smell. Who is that?" And I knew it was me. I knew it was me because I just could tell, because I put loads on. So yeah, this is a real compliment getter, and it's kind of had its flankers as well in the time being. But I think this is just so good. So yeah, that's that one. Zaro Chrome is kind of again more of that sort of easy to wear. I believe it's like a blue square bottle, just safe summer fragrance. And then Zaro The Most Wanted. Well, I think that's quite caramelly. I think that's very much in line with the sort of modern fragrance. So for that reason, Zaro Chrome, I'm actually going to say is going to be my spritz. Again, on a hot day, just casually put it on. Sounds good to me. I'm going to have to put Zara Wanted by Night as my signature scent, just because it gives me a really strong scent memory, to be honest, as well. And I'd wear it all year. I still would, even though people will say it's nice, a fragrance to wear in the summer. I'd wear it to the office. I'd wear it anywhere. Honestly, I don't mind. I don't sort of listen to the general rules on when to wear things. And that means I'd get rid of Azaro The Most Wanted, just because it's kind of a flanker of my signature scent. So I don't think I need it, and it's not that cheap. Right, round 5. Don't really know this one too well, but we're going on to Chanel. So round 5 is Chanel. Blood of Chanel, of course, is in this one. Allure on Sport, which we've just sort of spoken about, and Egoist. So I think that's quite an old school phrase. Let's have a look. I believe my brother tried this and really liked it before, but let's have a look at what it is. It was launched in 1990, according to Fragrantica. The top notes are Brazilian rosewood, coriander, mahogany, Sicilian mandarin, middle notes cinnamon, rose again, carnation, sandalwood, tobacco, vanilla, leather, amber, and Brett. So the sort of main accords, it's quite woody, warm, spicy. I believe people have said this is quite like a sort of person an executive wearing a suit would wear. But I like the fact it's got rose in it. So yeah, I really don't know too much about that one. I'd like to try that looking at that actually. So which one would I put of those three in Spritz? I'm going to go Chanel Allure Homme Sport. I just think it's, yeah, again, it's just very easy to pull off. Just one you just wear casually again to the gym, if you're going out to the shops, if you go and meet some friends for the afternoon, you're wearing a white shirt and you're going for a walk, all those sort of things. I think it does that, and I'd happily try it. I don't think you get bored of it, so that's absolutely fine. Now, I'm going to say Signature now, because I'm really impressed with what I've just seen with the notes. I'm going to go Egoist. I feel like this has just got that extra sophistication. I like fragrances that feel really sophisticated. If we look at some of the reviews, they actually say here, sophisticated and generous fragrance, long-lasting scent, great for evening wear, timeless. Timeless is perfect for a signature scent, because you want something that's going to feel like it's never going to go out of fashion and you can wear it in different situations. Some people say though it's not everyone's cup of tea, expensive, a bit nauseating, and smells like cigarette ash on some people. I'm not sure, but anyway, I've never tried it. That might be one I need to try, but I think the complexity on it, where it's got floral notes, it's got leather notes, like a lot of old school fragrances do, it seems like a signature scent, which means I'm now going to get rid of, I'm going to skip Bleu de Chanel. I'm just bored of all of these blue fragrances that are in this, so yeah, that's my justification for it. I'd be very interested though, please comment if you've got any different opinions to me on these, because I'm just rambling on here. Round 6 though might be my favourite one. Okay, so I know these fragrances really well. So Bentley. So Bentley for Men Intense, Bentley for Men Absolute, and Bentley Momentum Intense. I've got 2 of them at the minute. So I've got Bentley for Men Absolute and Bentley for Men Intense in my collection, and I've had them on multiple occasions. Bentley Momentum Intense I haven't. I haven't had that one at all. So which one would I go for as Spritz? I'm going to say, this is a bit of a bold one to say this, but I'm going to say Bentley for Men Intense is going to be the one that I'm going to basically just happily wear every so often. So again, the definition of Spritz was a fragrance you'd happily try, wear casually, or have a fling with. I think it's going to be that sort of date night fragrance again, a bit more sophisticated, or like a big sort of networking event, an evening, awards evening. That's where I think this one shines. Doesn't mean I'd want to wear it all the time though. It's very heavy, it's very resinous, and it has a boozy note, which some people may find a bit off-putting. So I don't think I necessarily want that to be the sort of signature scent that you smell like rum, even though I think it smells amazing. So that's the reason that one's Spritz, which means signature, I'm going to go Bentley for Men Absolute. People say this is like pencil shaving or pencil. Yeah, it's got a woody smell to it. It's a lot of woods in it. I actually think this smells like a fizzy Coca-Cola. I really do. That's what it reminds of to me. It's got this lovely sparkliness to it. It's not super strong, which means it's absolutely fine to wear on a cool summer evening and in the office in an air-conditioned sort of environment. It's not too loud. It's just very professional, a bit more grown up, and yeah, just a really classy one. And then Bentley Momentum Intense, again, I'm going to put skip for this. I believe this again is a bit more in that sort of peppery sort of blue fragrance. Yeah, I said, they're just so overdone that they just don't do enough for me to wear on a signature scent, let's say that. Right, on to round 7, Guerlain. Okay, Guerlain fragrances are ones I need to tap into a little bit more. And one of the ones in here I did actually smell today, because my dad's got it. I'm going to say this really quietly, but I did spray a little bit of it. So the 3 fragrances are Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum, Guerlain Vetiver, and Guerlain Habit Rouge. Now, I just want to have a quick look at Guerlain Vetiver because I've got a feeling this isn't like that really nice clean vetiver that you get from a grey vetiver from Tom Ford. No, it looks like it's quite an old one. Yeah, it was launched in 2000, so I think this is going to be a bit more earthy. Looking at it, what do people say? Yeah, old-fashioned. Yeah, so people do say it's got a mothball-like smell, so it's obviously that sort of more traditional vetiver that you kind of expect maybe in like a Encre Noir or anything like that. So which one would I skip? Sorry, Spritz for this one. I'm going to say L'Homme I think this is like a nutty fragrance off the top of my head. I don't want to look too much at these because I do want to try more Guerlain. But I think this is like a sort of nutty fragrance, which would be great for a night out again. So again, maybe it doesn't have the versatility to sort of wear in an office or anything like that. But it's obviously going to be one that's very memorable. But I do really want, and the reason I've put this one as signature is I do really want to get this fragrance at some point. Habit Rouge. I didn't like this one originally. I know there's no Eau de Parfum, but it's this really nice citrus, but it's got this like floral component, but it's quite watery floral component to it, which I just think is great. I think it's very unisex to me, it is anyway. And yeah, it's a little bit old school, but it's just got that sophistication again, which I'm always looking for sort of a signature scent. I don't think it's really one for the gym, but I'm happy to put it off, to be honest with you. You know, I'd happily just spray a few times there, and I just think it's one that people don't wear anymore, which makes it a suitable signature scent. Certainly more suitable than the other one, which I'm going to skip, which is Vetiver. Just don't think Vetiver, that sort of dry Vetiver, is popular anymore. And okay, I'm not young, but I'm not old. I just think it would be a little bit too daring for me and clash with what I enjoy. So we're going to go on to round 8 now. Creed. Round 8 is Creed. Now, I don't know too much about sort of Creed fragrances. I must admit, I've never been a huge fan of them. One, they're really expensive, and two, yeah, I just don't. The ones I've smelled, I've not been that impressed with. My brother had Aberdeen lavender from them, and that was very, very strong, very strong. It was a very funny smell. It was like a vanilla lavender. Didn't really think it mixed that well for me. It became very cloying. And the other one he had was Asian green tea, and that just smelled like grass. I just wasn't a fan of it at all. So I'm already going to say Spritz for this one is Silver Mountain Water. I've smelt a clone of this one, I believe, from Armour, and it was nice. Very, very pleasant. Happy to try it casually. Does the job for me. I think that'd be one of my favourite Creeds if I actually did have the actual one. I'm now going to say, because I'm looking at Viking, I've never had Viking. Just looking at the notes, pink pepper is one of my favourite notes. I love pink pepper in fragrances. I think it's a big reason why I like some of these sort of scents I've been talking about lately. I think Sakura by Lush might have pink pepper in. Does it say? No, it doesn't. It's a cherry blossom, but I think it does. It's a very nice fragrance, that one. But I like the fact it's got peppermint in. I like minty fragrances. I really do. So for that reason, there's a bit of complexity here. Goes into vetiver at the bottom, jasmine, rose again. Rose is one of my favourite fragrance sort of notes. So yeah, that one's going to be my signature scent. I think it sounds quite classy. I'd like to try that one. And then I'm going to just skip Aventus. It's just been so done. There's been so many arguments about reformulation. Some smell more smoky, some smell like more pineapple. And I've tried it in a shop before. I remember a gentleman spraying this before I tried it. He sprayed like 30 of it on his top. It was like a tester in a shop. So I thought, this is my chance to try it when he left. And I just felt it. I just thought, it just smells like a plain citrus, which is fine. But for that sort of money, honestly, I don't think it's worth it. So I'm going to skip that one. So Spritz is going to be, what are the ones again? It's going to be Silver Mountain Water. Signature's going to be Viking. And then Aventus is going to be Skip. Be interested to know if anyone thinks differently to me there. Okay, so this is another fragrance house that I have not tapped into enough. So please let me know what I should be looking for in this house. Yves Saint Laurent. So the three fragrances we've got is La Nuit de l'Homme, Wild de Parfum, and Kouros. So which one are we going to go for Spritz? I'm actually going to go La Nuit de l'Homme for this one. Now this is all centered around cardamom. This was considered a really, really popular date night fragrance. Don't hear too much about it now in the same way, but I'm sure it's still very popular and very much used. But the problem is you can get so many clones of these fragrances now, as we were saying yesterday. Just don't, again, to me it seems like a night out one. because the performance isn't great, I probably wouldn't have it as my signature scent, and it's obviously more of a night and winter fragrance. So for that reason, I'd probably just happily try it and just wear it casually. Why de Parfum, I'm going to put as signature. Now, I've obviously said I'm bored of blue fragrances now, but I think this one's quite grown up. But let's have a look. YEDP. What do they say about it? What are the sort of reviews? Yeah, versatile, loved by many, great for any occasion. People say it's sickly sweet and herbal to some notes, feminine, sharp and synthetic. That's the issue I find with blue fragrances. They don't have that natural smell. And yeah, not suitable for fans of more niche fragrances. Of course, that's me. Not really. But I just think that one is so versatile. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in there because I just don't think you could have Kuros as your signature scent. I'd like to try it again. One of my fragrances I want to try because it's all centered around Civetone again. And it's like a musky, animalic sort of smell apparently. But I just don't think I'd feel comfortable wearing that one around people. But the fact I would like to try it at some point. Anyway, so that means I'm going to go Spritz is going to be La Nuit de l'Homme. Signature is going to be Wire de Parfum. And unfortunately, even though I want to buy it soon, over the other two fragrances, I have to put Skip to Kuros because I know it's very, very divisive. Time for the final round. This final round is certainly my fragrance house because, again, I own one of these fragrances and this is going to make it a very, very easy round for me. It's Hermes. So, which one? We got Dead Hermes, we got H24, we got Bellamy. I've never heard of Bellamy, so I'm just going to have a quick look at what that is. Is that a new fragrance? No, it's an old one. 1986. Okay, so the notes in that, again, sage. Sage is a funny note. I'm not sure I'm a massive fan. Oak moss, that seems to be in all old school fragrances. This is definitely an old school fragrance, and it's got leather in it as well. Looks like it's a winter one. So which one would I go for Spritz? H24. I want to get this fragrance, by the way. I tried this in London, and people say it's quite metallic to me, but I quite like it. It's definitely very easy to pull off. It's a bit more youthful. It's actually quite a youthful fragrance for Hermes because they do quite grown-up fragrances, I think. But this one has to be signature, just because it is my signature. If I had to have a signature, it is this. I didn't like it originally. I've mentioned this before, but it's this lovely, dirty, sort of peppery orange smell. But honestly, I've worn it to the gym. I've worn it on team nights. I've worn it on loads of occasions. And people constantly ask, what is that? You smell really nice 6-7 hours later. The performance on it is great. And it's a versatile scent that doesn't smell like those traditional blue fragrances. I absolutely love it. And that means I'm going to skip Bellamy. And to be honest, that's just because I don't know anything about it. And the other two are two that I really, really like. So for that reason, I'm going to put that one. And then also it's an old school fragrance. May not be that popular with people. I'm going to put that one in skip. So there we are. I've managed to waffle on for a little while there as well. But I've enjoyed playing that game. Very interesting though. Very hard to categorise because let's be honest, some of them I just put them all as signature scent. There's a reason why I buy fragrances and I own more than one fragrance, and that's because I don't want a signature scent like that. I want to try fragrances whether they're a spritz or a skip at the same time and just appreciate them for what they are. I know I'm going to buy loads of fragrances that I'm going to really like in the future, and I'm going to buy some that I think a bit of a waste of money, but that's the whole joy of it, is finding out what works for you, and you're never going to get bored of it. Well, I never do anyway. Please let me know though if you've got any different opinions to the ones I went for. I'm sure you do. I'm sure if you do agree with all the ones with me though, please let me know what fragrances you recommend for me because great minds think alike. Anyway, going to do another fitness fragrance review at some point this week, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, that'll be on Maison Tahiti Selvigny. Let's hope it does slightly better than Cacao Squared did the other day. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you later.